Outside influences, we're at the very bottom of page 56. Outside influences will always threaten to mix their opposing or discordant energies with your own. If you allow yourself to get emotionally involved in these influences, then the wealthy life that you want will evaporate into thin air. You must be steadfast to change your results and incredibly determined to guard your mind from negative thoughts. Go back to the first questions I asked about your life and income. Analyze your responses. Where did those ideas originate? From something you heard or experienced in childhood? Are they the words of a teacher, parent, or other influential person? Are they the result of an encounter with a boss, spouse, or former spouse? Do you want to continue to allow their thoughts and ideas to control your results? A partner that I had, someone I was engaged to, fortunately didn't marry, but he told me I'm not an entrepreneur. Thank God I didn't listen to him, but I did for a little bit, and it did help hold me back. I held me back by listening and believing that. Turned out not to be true. So watch what you're believing and what you're allowing other people to tell you. You tell you about you, because you decide first about you, and then you make it so. Do you want to continue to allow their thoughts and ideas to control your results? At some point, even small children will rebel against the instructions they are given by adults. I saw this happen at a restaurant with a little girl who was being told to eat some type of vegetable she obviously didn't like. Each time her mother would try to get her to take a bite, the little girl's response was the same. She crossed her arms and gritted her teeth and said, "You're not the boss of me." When you think of the outside influences that have rattled around in your mind for most of your life, this is a great response. You're not the boss of me. You can choose to change and reject those old ideas, but it takes a stubborn, single-minded will and determination to make it happen. Just like that little girl who was determined not to allow one bite past her gritted teeth. You must have that kind of tenacity to change your thoughts. Until you recognize where the thoughts that created your results came from and resolve to change those thoughts, you won't make much progress toward a wealthy mindset. Once you understand them, it then takes a strong commitment to see this change through. This takes much more than the occasional wish or New Year's resolution. It takes firm commitment, but this commitment is just the starting point. Bottom of page 57. On your mark, get set. You're now at the starting gate and ready to run, but you need to know where the finish line is. You must have a very clear picture in your mind of where you're going. If you don't, your vibration will have no clue what to focus on. I've seen this happen many times. When the end result is not clear, the results are lackluster at best. This can lead you to make the mistake of thinking that none of these ideas are working. At worst, this can justify your retreat to a life less than extraordinary. You think you're doing everything right, but the wealth you expected isn't streaming in. In fact, there's not even a trickle. So you accept failure and contemplate quitting altogether. But wait, you do have commitment, you have the intelligence, and you've learned to focus on the positive. So what gives? You haven't created a really concrete idea of what you want. It's like running with no finish line. You just keep going and going. Eventually you wear out. Does this describe your current situation? Then go back to the first technique I talked about in chapter 1. Visualize what you want in as much detail as you possibly can. And this is Cindy talking again. I can hardly encourage you enough or strongly emphasize how important it is. Because if you don't really want it, think about the things he's saying are going to come up, right? Where you're going to be challenged to go back to your old way of thinking and doing things. If you don't really want the thing, what you've set as your goal, you will quit. So that's why really searching in yourself and finding out what is it that I really, really want, that I'm no longer going to be told no about. I'm going to have this. I want this. Whether it's, something in a relationship with a particular person or finances or health, if you know you can achieve it, when the challenging things come up and you want to achieve it, you'll do the things you need to do. Think about it. We all have. There's been situations in every one of our lives that have come up and we pushed through it because we wanted the thing so much. Think about saving your child. If something were going to happen to your child, people get unbelievable strength because of that. I'm doing this. I'm saving my child. Or a pet. Just think about the things that we do. I mean, today I was walking my little dog and it's hot outside and she got tired and she wanted to lay down in the grass and I wanted to get home. So I picked her up. Well, it got so that my arms were tired and it was, like I said, hot. But I pushed on. There are times I'm doing things and I want to quit, but I push on because what I want, what I can achieve by pushing on is more important to me than quitting. I know I can do it, so I do it. These are the concepts you just keep building on. You know you can do it. Choose something you really want so that you will do what Bob and I are teaching through this book. Okay, so you have the commitment and you've learned to focus on the positive. But he's talking about if you don't have a clear goal that you really want, you will quit. Does this describe your current situation? Then go back and choose a better goal, something you really, really want. We all know things we want. Sometimes people say, I don't know. But if you dig, if you really listen, you do know. You may have just felt so beaten down that you can't have it, but you can. So what is that? Write down in the present tense what your business will be like when you reach your goal. 8 minutes. You might say, I am so happy and grateful now that I earn thousands every day providing value and quality to my clients. Keep the wording positive and focus on what you want, not what you don't. You might say, I easily earn more than enough to pay my expenses and provide for my family. Not, I don't run out of money before the end of the month. See, that's stating it in the negative and it doesn't motivate you. It doesn't inspire you. But if you say, I easily earn more than enough, that moves you in that positive direction. So you want to watch how you word it. As you imagine your new wealthy life, imagine the home you live in. Picture this as if you are actually walking through the house, giving someone a tour. Notice the quality woods and beautifully stained floors, the plush rugs, and the granite counters. Notice every detail, from the exotic fresh flower arrangement on the table to the crystal in the cabinet, or whatever it is. Notice the details that light you up. Walk through the house. See the rooms. Walk through the doors in your mind. See the kitchen. Drink coffee or whatever, juice or water in your kitchen. Imagine looking out the windows into the yard. Imagine waving to your neighbors. Place furniture throughout this house. This is all in your imagination, but when you get that picture firmly in, you've put that picture on the printer, and the printer is going to give you what you put on it. It's going to inspire you to take certain action so that it can give you that. Okay. Now do the same with your business. If you imagine working from home, as my writer friend does, then picture a home office that has everything you need within easy reach. Imagine being able to walk out into your garden for a coffee break or pick up your children from school anytime you please. Don't forget that nice anniversary dinner that your new wealth provided and the look of pride shining from your spouse's eyes. This type of intricate detail allows you to become emotionally involved with the new image that you're now creating. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'll be right back.